Let's clean up the swamp and trees image a little bit. As a design study, this would be unnecessary, but it will give me a chance to demo a few more tools. You will notice some trees are just reverse copies of each other. Let's say I wanted to adjust this tree, but I'm not sure which layer to select. To find out which layer to select is easy. Just click off the different eyes for the tree layers. When the tree you want disappears, you know you have the right layer. Select tree 3, and that's not it. Select single tree, and that's it. Select a single tree layer before you adjust it. I want to move this tree in a two-step process. First I'll move it up, then I'll move it to the right. Move tool. Move it up and move it to the right. And then I discovered that was a big mistake. To recover, to get back where we were, we can use undo. But Photoshop's undo is different than most programs. In Photoshop you can use undo once, and then you must use step backward. It accomplishes the same thing. It's just different than most occasional users are used to. Select Edit. Select Undo Move and click, and it moved back the first time. Select Edit, and this time click Step Backward, and we're back to where we were. Let's clean up this area in the center of the swamp. These are fragments of two sections of the goose's wing put together. Now we're going to use a new tool and select the Clone Stamp tool. Select. Move down to an area we want to sample. Hold the Alt key and click. Move to an area you want to change and click. Alt key, click, 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 click. Alt key and click. Resample and click until you're satisfied with the image. Every time you click, it pastes the sample to the selected area. That's enough schooling for now. Let's bring in some mountains. I have loaded a saved Photoshop file called Fresh Copy. We have used this drawing before. It's just a copy of a blank sheet of paper in landscape mode with the eye clicked off of the background layer. I have loaded the second drawing of some mountains. I have cropped out a portion of the mountain image. We will be using a new tool. Bring up the eraser menu and click the magic eraser tool. Move to and click the sky portion of the mountain drawing. Click, and the sky is gone. Sometimes the magic eraser tool works pretty good. Other times you still have to use the regular eraser tool to clean up a bit. It looks like this time it did a very good job. Select the magic wand tool. Select the sky area. Select Inverse. Click, hold, and drag the mountain image to the first drawing. I use the magic wand tool and the move tool to bring the mountain image over to the clean sheet of paper. Now using this small section of the image, we can make copies, reverse the image, align them all together to make a whole range of mountains. I have demonstrated all of these processes before. This should be easy for you by now. I have opened the Photoshop drawing called a design study. I have added the mountains and a drawing called Sky. Sky is a simple hand drawing to simulate clouds. This is what it should look like when it's all brought together. If we need or want to, we can still adjust any part of the scenery. For now, I'm satisfied with the scenery. I need to start thinking about some geese. I've loaded the picture Flying Geese. I cropped the lower right-hand goose. I call the image Goose 3. We need to separate the goose from the cluttered background. we cannot use the magic wand tool or magic eraser. For this operation, we will be using new tools and new procedures. I'll start with the pen tool. Bring up the tool menu and select the pen tool. Then move to Layers and select Paths. And now this brings up a completely new set of tools along the bottom. Select the Create a New Path tool, the tool just to the left of the bin, the garbage can. And Photoshop indicates we have the tool selected. Go to Navigator. Move the slider to the right to zoom in. I can click and hold and move the red square to any part of the image to zoom in. I'll move the image to the area between the wings for a place to start. I will start clicking along the edge of the goose. Click, click, click. Each time I click, it sets down a node. You'll notice each time I set a node, Photoshop draws a straight line between the nodes. When I come to a curved area, I jump straight across the curved section as long as it's a single radius. If the radius changes, it requires a new node. If you're in doubt whether you need a node, add a node. You can't have too many. Continue setting nodes until you reach and click the starting point. You can use the red square to advance the image, or you can use the slider along the bottom. Use the slider along the right to adjust it vertically. Now this is an area where we have 3 different radiuses. So it's necessary to set 3 nodes. This will be easier to understand when we get to the next procedure. Continue setting nodes until we get to the starting point. Make sure you click the starting point to close the line. And now we have a complete line around the drawing area, made up of many straight line segments. Now, bring up the tool menu again. Select the Add Anchor Point. The Add Anchor Point is used to put down special nodes that changes a straight line segment to a segment that can be adjusted to fit a curved section. Zoom in again. Click on the line between the nodes. Click and drag until it fits. Click the center. Click and drag until it fits. Click, drag. There's small feelers on the edge of the node that could be used to further adjust the node. If that happens as this did, click the node again, straighten it out, and click and drag until it fits the edge. Click, drag. This is not very hard to do. It just takes time. You'll have to play with this on your own. And the interest of time, I will be jumping ahead in the video. I think you should be getting the hang of this by now. Okay, we're getting very close to the end. Don't forget to click the very last node. Now when you feel you have the line adjusted to fit the outline of the goose, select the third tool along the bottom, Load Path as a Selection. And Photoshop's famous marching ants appear along the outline. Use the Move tool. Click and hold the goose. Drag it to the design study. Adjust the drawing as necessary. I've opened the drawing, fresh copy. Using the Move tool, click, hold, and drag the image to fresh copy and release. Now we can close the second drawing. Since I want to save the image as a cropped image, it's necessary to reload it into fresh copy so we can crop the image. Select the crop tool. Draw a crop box. Adjust the crop settings. Image, crop, and the image is cropped. Using the fresh copy drawing, select File, Save As. Save as Goose 3. Okay, we have Goose 3 in a design study drawing. I have adjusted the size, but something is still not right. This design is for the left side of the shotgun. So if you know anything about shotguns, you know all the action happens in front of the barrel. So this goose is not going to know what's going on because it has its back turned. We need to change that. With Goose 3 layer selected, select Edit. Come down to Transforms, click. And move to Flip Horizontal, click. Select the Move tool and adjust the goose until you have it about where you like it. This was just a different way to do the same thing in Photoshop. Now the goose is facing the right way. I know some of Phil Coggin's guns have the animals facing away from the barrel. But Phil is so talented and his engravings are so beautiful, he can do it and get away with it. I know this is just a mental thing, but still, it's a real problem for me.